Okay, during the setup, because we want to quickly get this process up for us to easily do the validation and go and experiment with the transactions. So we just import from the sample database provided from the Nomin website. So for now, if we want to do our own, we can do from here. Okay, basically the workflow, there's a few. Okay, there's a few scenarios we can have. That's, for example, these are the most simple one. We can have requester, supervisor, and we can also have slightly. Of course, here you can add more. Let's say level of approving. Let's say supervisor one, then let's say a GM and what you can add. Continue to add. Okay, so the scenario 2 is there's some decision point during the whole approval, in between the approval process. So we can add this decision point here based on the decision point, the result from the decision point to decide which branch to go, approving branch to go. Okay, there's another one is that we can set a list of approver. Okay, so among these approvers, you can define the rules. Say maybe like at least one approve, then you can move on. Or we need at least two or maybe half of approvers approve, then we can move on. Or you can select, let's say specify either one you specify, then can move on. So these are another type of the approval workflow we can have. Sorry, I think use this one. So okay, so this the few, let's say now I can show. Okay, so if you want to do the simple one, for example, now we want to create a more simple one. Let's say expenses report. I want to create a simple one. So let's say expenses claim, expense approval flow. So this one is a notification template. We can is used like every step want to send for reminder or those things. We can leave it first. We go and design the workflow. So here it has by default it comes with the start and end. Okay, so we can add this use the insert to add one process and say this one we name it. Let's say it is for the process or for the decision making. Let's say now we do the most simple one first. Okay, so process. And we can decide, okay, this one, we use that the supervisor of the requester to approve, then okay. So like that, then you can just specify supervisor and then decide, okay, what is the next process. Okay, from start, we move to the process step. And from the process step, we go to end, complete. Okay, so these are you can see this one is very fast. You can design one. Then we can start to enhance this one by, okay, I want to give the email template. Okay, so this one is for to approve email template, meaning, okay, I want to remind the approver, I have already submitted my requisition, please help to approve. So this one you can select and set okay, this one you need to set from here first. So default to approve, so we can select the approval, let's say expenses approval reminder. So just to remind the approver, say, oh, please help to approve. Okay, then this one is approved done. So you can say, okay, to inform the requester, say, I have already approved. Okay. Or to remind the requester, say, your requisition is being rejected. Okay, so after we set this, And okay, sorry, start now. Okay, so here we can set, okay, expense approval reminder. Okay, so after it done or no, this one is complete. After it complete, then expense approved reminder. Okay, so after that we add this. So we review this. So this one, after you set up, you can link this workflow. Just now, this workflow is, let's say, expense approval workflow. We can link to this expenses report type. So for example, you can, for the local one, we can choose this one. Okay, but of course, we just now we didn't put the description. You can put the expenses workflow testing. Okay, so you can put something. Okay, so these are the. So this one you can very easily to complete the simple workflow. So you want
sorry, Lin Jin, sorry to interrupt. There is
Mm.
question from Iza. He wants to know how to define role with approval group. So can go to workflow tab page.
Okay, so you want to know this one, workflow group.
Yeah, workflow group. Yes, yes.
Okay, so okay, then we jump to this one first. So you want to define the, let's say we want to define, okay, then we define another one, expenses, with the employee group, approval group, approve group, okay. So we save first, we just, okay, sorry. But before do that, okay, maybe I do. You want to define the, using the workflow group, then we need to create the employee group first. So let's say we define the approval group, approve group. Okay. So it's define, okay, the employees. Okay, these are the, let's say, manager inside the group. And then we say, okay, GM also inside the group. Okay, so we add two. So now, let's say we bring back just now we created this one. So we want to use the employee group. Okay, so we can define, now we can define the group. Okay, this group, which group we select. Okay, employee group. Okay, so now we can define the rule. Either you want to specify who going to approve, or need all the approvers, or any of the approvers, or only half, or specify number of, maybe you specify at least one or at least two. So if we put specify, that means the user had to manually specify who to approve. Okay, maybe now we do this, demo this one. I save. So the expenses type, okay, expenses type, we define based on this flow. Okay, the one just now we created. So let's say I log in. So I log in. So let's start to. Okay. Let's say okay, first, so we do, let's say mail. Okay, now I want to submit. Okay. So now you see, because we put specify, so now the requester, he can specify for this requisition, he want which approver to approve. So he can choose one. Then okay, so now it's put to GM to approve. So Okay, so now, although this, okay, so although this supervisor is the manager, but now if manager log in, he will not be able to see the request because he assigned to just now the requester assigned to GM to the. Okay, so GM get notified and he will be able to log in and see this one, the request. So you can see the approval trail is here. Okay, so here you see this is a process. You got the list of the approver. So you choose one. Okay. So okay, so this about how we can use this employee group in the approval workflow design. So this is the one we want. But then, okay, you want to say now okay, so this one, okay, this flow, or we need to explain some more for this one. Okay, if you know question, then I go and explain this one, the decision point. Okay, so for example, now I want to add some more. Okay, insert. Now we say, this one is we want to decide by amount. Decide by amount, decision by amount. Okay. Okay, this one is not a process, it's a decision. Okay, so you double click this one. So you bring up to this dialog. So you can see there's here the amount, different variables here. But before we do this, we need to define what is the step need to do after, let's say, the decision is true and false. So you see, so we already created this one. So let's say now after this, we need to go to the decision. So this one, the next step, go to decision. So after decision, we want to, let's say we create one more step. Okay. Okay, so it's a final, let's say GM, senior manager approval. Senior manager approve. So this one we define, okay, we just put you can specify who to approve. So we can just have, okay, this one we need GM. Meaning if amount is too big, we need a GM approve. Okay, so then we come to here. So you can put the, okay, case one, let's say amount more than, let's say 200 or maybe maybe 500. We need to go to this one. This one is GSM, okay, senior management. So if case two, amount less than or equal to 500, we just can finish it, just one level approved. Okay, so now for this one, we define the flow. You can see okay, now we can use this one to define. See, we not defined properly. So it's like you go to SM, then SM we need to go to N. So we can come to here. So you need to define, okay, after this, then you go to N. So now you can see much clearer. So, okay, so this is an amount determined by the amount. Okay, so save. Oops. Okay, sorry. So just to confirm the one we set. Is this the one? Yeah, okay. Okay, so the setup, just to confirm, okay, the local, okay, this one is approved. Okay, so now let's try. Expenses. So we create one. Let's say now you have, okay, okay, let's say, so we say, okay, entertainment. Maybe entertainment is now go and spend 1,000. So in this case, then we submit. Because just now we tried that, okay, let's say now manager approve. So you see the approval flow is this one. He choose, then later move on to depends on this the amount. Okay, sorry. So you will see the to approve is manager. So we let the manager approve first. Okay, so manager approve. Okay, so now okay, we see this the one. You check the approval. So now we need to because it move to because the amount is more than 500, so we need move on to need the senior manager to approve. So here is a GM need to approve. Okay, so GM. So this the one GM we need to approve is we can see this a full load. So here let's say he approve. Okay. So under here we can see the full approval trail, the audit from the request manager and senior manager like this. Okay, so this about the decision point, how to create a decision points.